Well, welcome to the Alvord School Board meeting of November 19th, 2020. We're going to call this meeting to order at 6:07. We apologize we're a couple minutes late. We had some business in closed session, but we're ready to go now. All right, at this time, at approximately 8:30, the Board of Education will determine which of the remaining agenda items may be considered and acted upon prior to 9 p.m. and may continue all other items on which additional time is required until a further meeting. All meetings are scheduled to end no later than 9 p.m. At this time, I'll ask if Mr. Schwant will lead us in the pledge.
Sure. Please stand.
Thank you.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Schwant. It's always a pleasure to have you do that with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Oh, you're so wonderful. All right, and we have a special guest tonight. We're so excited. We have Mr. Councilman Jim Perry from Riverside, Ward 6. He's going to give us an update. So the Zoom is all yours, Councilman.
Okay, I think you can hear me. I'm working off of a new computer.
No, we can't.
So
I
ready
can
to go.
hear you, but who's that talking? I can't see who that is.
Well, I'm trying out this November no shave look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Coming out a little bit whiter than I thought. I saw an ad where somebody's looking for a skinny Santa Claus, so I may try that in the coming weeks.
Good for you, Jim. Good for you.
I love it. I love it.
We'll see if I make it to the end of the month or not. Haven't seen all of you together now for probably since my guess is January, February, somewhere right in there. So thank you for inviting me back. I couldn't make it last month because of scheduling issues. My trustee assistant Sandy is here. She's just off camera to my right. So
Did we lose him?
Gave you an update.
Okay, great.
So I'm sure a lot has been discussed in the past, and I'm sure the school district has participated in CARES Act funding. The city has continued to offer many, many different resources to our community, everything from community assistance in the area of with businesses to food distributions, helping people with their rent, helping people with a diaper drive, and I think that's taking place here in the next couple of weeks. That'll be well publicized. One of the things that the CARE Act's funding is providing resources, and that's testing. And we have rolled out multiple self-testing programs throughout the city. Some of them are drive-through. One of them was at La Sierra Park just this past week. Actually, just yesterday, we opened that up. And then we have these mobile vans that go out and do testing. And they were in the Arlanza neighborhood this weekend, or actually this morning, at the Arlanza Library. And these are being hugely successful. On an average basis, we're seeing 1,100 people go through these testing centers.
Wow.
Just this morning at the Arlanza Library, when I arrived at 9 o'clock, there was probably 50 people in line, and over 400 people had registered just for self-testing. It's simple, it's easy, it's a little mouse swab, somebody walks you through it. Even people who were waiting in line were probably there for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes, depending on how long the line goes. But that's a tremendous effort. Obviously, the numbers are swinging in a direction that we don't want them going, as the governor has implemented another curfew. But part of our problem over the past several weeks and last couple of months is when our numbers were looking okay, but we just weren't getting enough testing, and through that testing, not having enough negative test results for us. So we'll see if this makes a difference, but the pendulum seems to be swinging here just a little bit. Let me talk a little bit about homeless. Homeless there along Magnolia has gotten a little bit better over the last few weeks. The police department deserves a great deal of credit for that over the past couple months. They actually put together a team of officers to do some enforcement, not just on homeless, but just criminal activity, and it seems to have brought down a lot of the homeless issues. The police department has made several large-scale arrests for large-scale sales of narcotics and a number of firearms that have been taken off the streets. we owe a great deal of thanks to Lieutenant Payne, who initiated doing some further action along Magnolia. Well, I'm talking about Magnolia and homeless. Let me talk about Magnolia and La Sierra, the vacant gas station. That's been a little bit of headache over the past several years. We actually filed litigation against that property owner. We've been trying for the longest time to get him to fence that property off. He's been resistant. We served him with some documents here in the past 6 weeks. We're actually entering into a mediation process with him, so we will see if we can get some resolution to that property site. The construction along Magnolia continues to move rapidly forward. If all goes well, the goal right now is to have all the work on Magnolia done by Christmas at this time. If we're able to, we should be able to do that, depending on rain that could possibly be coming. That still would complete that project about 3 months ahead of time.
Oh,
So that looks really good. A lot of businesses have been plagued by the virus. So a lot of construction and projects we saw coming, almost everything's been put on hold in some form or another. We're seeing some things go through the planning process, maybe a little bit quicker now, but people are just there's just issues with the market and some financing. So hopefully as we can transition out of this sometime soon, we'll start to see more businesses and opportunities come our way. The Galleria is open. They're just seeing a tremendous decline in sales and the limitations that the state has put upon us and keeping the Galleria open. But they're doing everything they can to remain vibrant at the same time. Our supermarkets are open. North Bay Gonzales Markets continues to stay very, very active in very many community events. There was a food distribution back right around November 7th that was held at La Sierra Park. They provided meals for about 850 families.
Wow.
And they actually brought out trailers of food that was distributed to the community at that time. Last, what I'll hit here, I always like to deal with the schools in some form or another. Before this whole virus hit, I don't know if I had an opportunity to talk about our other mural. Our next mural was going to be completed at Mobley, and I believe it is Brannigan, kitty corner from Myra Lynn. We worked with Myra Lynn principal and students in the past to get some ideas on health and how they see their neighborhood. Then we had to figure out a way how we were going to pay for another mural. We did that through a small Sparks grant that the city offers, and Kaiser Permanente once again stepped up, provided some funding. Next was finding a location. We found a resident who was willing to allow us to use his wall, his cinder block wall that's at that corner. It's been plagued in the past from graffiti. Been able to get all that in motion. We had our artists from our other Orlando mural who came over and actually put it together. And what I will do is, if I can, I will share that with you right now because it is complete, almost completed, I should say. So let me share that with you. Give us just a moment here. Here we go. This is the mural that was completed last week, and there is Myra Lynn, dead center.
Beautiful.
And the mural. Our mural artist did a great job. He actually did this over a couple weeks. The only part that is missing is when the students come back, whether that takes a couple months or a prolonged period of time beyond there, we will have students who will come over once again and put their handprints and paint on this wall to finalize it. So right now, that is the only missing component to this mural. In the next couple of weeks, we are working with Dr. Steele, the principal over at Myra Lynn. We are going to put together a video. We're going to get her to say a few words about it. And then we'll collect information that we've been able to do through photos and video work over the past couple of weeks. And when the students come back, like I said, we'll have them come over, put some paint on their hands and let them actually put their signature by way of their handprint on this mural. And then at that point, it will be completed. So that is the end of my report. Once again, thank you for having me. And as always, I think everybody knows how to reach either myself or Sandy. We are still active in the community, carefully. I will say carefully. So if our assistance is needed, just please reach out and let us know, and we'll be glad to assist anyone who can use our help.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You are always so good to all of us, all the Alvord family in your community, and we thank you so much, Councilman Perry, for everything you do and give to us.
You're
So
welcome.
thank you, and we wish you a very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
You too.
And you too, Sandy. Even though we can't see you, you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you again for joining us this evening. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to public comment at this time. As authorized by Governor Newsom's Executive Order N2920, dated March 17, 2020, the Alvord Unified School District will conduct all meetings of the governing board via teleconference until further notice. The meetings will be conducted via Zoom. Spanish interpretation is available via Zoom platform. All meetings may also be viewed live on our district YouTube channel on the day of the meeting and are recorded to be viewed subsequently after the meeting. Pursuant to the Executive Order N2920, the governing board will take public comment. All public comments must be submitted in writing in advance of the meeting. Please submit your written public comments to superintendent@alvordschools.org no later than 9 a.m. on November 19, 2020. During the governing board meeting, written public comments received in a timely manner will be read to the governing board. Pursuant to the bylaw 9323, public comments period will limit to 20 minutes speaking time. Duplicate public comments will not be read during the meeting. However, all written public comments will be provided to the board in advance of the meeting. At this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Muzzarino if we have any public comments for the board.
Thank you, Madam President. We do have one comment, and I will be happy to read that. I'm going to switch screens, so you'll just see my picture up here, but you'll still hear me.
Okay, thank you very much.
This is from Maria Lopez. Good evening. A lot of parents like myself want our students back in school. What are the plans in case of a break of COVID-19 happens in our schools? We need to know there is a transparency 100% when it comes notifying us that there is a school shutdown. The county posts restaurant closures and why it was shut down. Why can't we get the same in the many weekly updates you send us? Just recently, Hillcrest was shut down for a day due to staff testing positive for COVID-19. Really, one day and everything is okay? Question mark. And another school, Foothill, and not just the ones I know. But nothing came out of your office on this to us. I understand our students are not in school, except those getting food, but keeping things hush is not going to help anyone. We need you to reassure us all necessary measures are being done for the safety of our staff members too. They also have families to go home to. We need transparency. This is from Maria Lopez.
Well, thank you very much, Maria, for sharing those comments with us. Thank you very much. Okay, with that being the only public comment, we're going to go on to Board of Education and Superintendent comments, and we're going to start with Lizette.
Thank you so much. I'm going to try to share my screen here.
Terrific.
Okay, it's this one. Sure. So Councilmember Perry did share some updates from the city, and I just want to kind of go over them again. But also, I got a call from the American Red Cross saying they're really low on blood supply, at least 1.3 days only that they have, and so they're encouraging us to let others know that if they can donate blood, it could be any type of blood. Of course, if you're 16 years and older, and here are just some of the times and dates that they will be doing the blood drives. So if you're able to go, please, I encourage people to go. There's a couple starting in December, and then I think there's going to be one in La Sierra, I want to say community center, but that's till the end of December. So I'll come back next month and give that update. And then Councilmember Perry also talked about the free baby formula, which is going to start. And then, so if you want to register for that, you can call this number right here that's on there, or visit the website. His daughter's houses.org. And then after that, after you register, then they'll be able to give you an address to pick up. So that's in English, and there's one in Spanish. And then also the curative COVID-19 testing. This is the drive-through. The La Sierra Park started yesterday, and I took the test yesterday, and then when I woke up today, I had my results. Negative, thank God.
Yes.
So, and I've taken it with them twice already, and the next day, actually like midnight or 1 in the morning, I'll get a text or email saying, giving me my results, and it's at no cost to you. They'll ask for it if you have insurance, but if you don't have it, don't worry about it. It's still free. It's painless, 20 seconds. You just swab inside your mouth. You cough 3 times first. Appointments are, they're not required, but they prefer registration ahead of time. But if not, you can go still, I think, well, not walk-ins, but you can still go to see if they have any space available. So they have the La Sierra one is 7 days a week. But like Councilmember Perry said, there's also one that happened at Arlanza. We're trying to do one, like a mobile van testing a week in each ward, so that everybody in each ward has a place to go. And then they're open from 9 to 4. And then also our community food box distributions. Here are more locations and times that we have them. So don't forget, if you're in need, these are the locations and the days that they're available.
Wonderful.
That is it for me. Actually, one last thing. Also, I've been, our family engagement's been doing like the book literacy club. I think there's 3 different types of groups that are doing it, and so 3 different types of books. But I actually decided to take part in it as well and read. Can you see? No, you can't see.
No, you can't see it.
Okay, look.
There you go.
So this book here, I chose this one specifically because it's bilingual. And so on one side of the page it's English and the other side is Spanish. And I figured it would be a perfect time to practice my Spanish as well, my reading. And so I've been on my free time. If I have free time, I try to look at it and read some. And hopefully participate with our parents as well.
That's wonderful. Wonderful.
Those are the updates for me. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Schwant.
Yes. Oh, I'm next.
You're next. You're next.
Thank you, Lizette. That's very informational. Thank you. I've got 3 topics I wanted to bring up because it's positive news. I want to make sure I got it out there.
Good.
I had the opportunity to speak in front of the La Sierra Business Community Chamber in the La Sierra area. There was about 25 to 30 business leaders from the La Sierra area there. And I provided an update from what was happening at Alvord and sharing with them all the news that we have in our district. And unbeknownst to me, there was a parent of somebody who has 2 students in our district. She goes, you know what? You guys did a great job notifying us, because there was one of our students who was involved with the sports program, and there was a COVID issue, and we found out immediately. They explained the steps that were taken, and we were back practicing really in a short period of time. So it's good to hear community members that are part of the Alvord district share the positive things. So congratulations to Alan, you and your team, and making sure that that information got out. The other one, I always like to read the newspaper. There are still some people that read the newspaper, usually older people. But the students from 10 inland cities are National Merit Scholarship semifinalists. And they started out at like 1.2 million applicants. And the applicants are ones that take the PSAT test. And then the top people on the scores for that move on to a semifinalist role and then finalist role. But we have one person in our Alvord district. It's Carissa Fong from Hillcrest High School. So congratulations to Carissa. And we'll find out more about making a finalist and what she's got. They end up giving something like, what they say, $70 million worth of scholarships out on nationwide. So it's a good opportunity, and congratulations. The third one is a take off of what I mentioned last meeting. We had the Norte Vista band did a concert virtually, and it came off really well. And La Sierra was going to be doing a drama presentation. What was it called? Oh, the Game of Tiaras.
Yeah.
And I had the time to spend with my wife watching that.
Oh.
We had some good laughs, but it goes to show the ingenuity, really the heart of our students wanting to do something and finding a way to do it. And they did a very good job to doing this all virtually, and it came off very, very well. I wasn't aware that Snow White, Belle from Cinderella, and Ellie the Snow Queen were all from the same era, but they were all in the same play together, so I assume they were in the same era. But I learned something new. So anyway, La Sierra, congratulations on your Game of Tiaras.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you, Mr. Schwant. Okay, and Ms. Marino.
Thank you, President Wilson. I would just like to say it's good to be back. And I am extremely excited that La Sierra had their moment, the last board meeting. So I congratulate all of those honorees. They're very well deserved. And I'm excited for all of them. So as they continue to enjoy the month and their special time, I congratulate them. I also, family engagement, I know it's Family Engagement Week. We've done some amazing things on our campuses despite the restrictions with COVID that we've had and distance learning it and being virtual. I'm so proud of the work that went into and the out-of-the-box thinking that has to go in to create an opportunity for our families to still be connected and our students as well. So congratulations to every single school site who has continued to think outside of the box for our students to make them feel connected. I really appreciate that. And Family Engagement Week was, it's just been wonderful to see Alvord continuing to be strong. And just last week, there won't be very long here. The holiday is approaching, so I do want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, but as well just to remind everyone to please continue to be safe and adhere to the safety protocols that you have in your own families, and just enjoy the time together as best as we can. Again, learning so much from our family engagement. There's so much we can do with even FaceTiming and Zoom calls and chats that you can have so that you don't have to feel like you're not with your loved ones. So again, happy holidays to everyone. Blessings for all. And that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Marino. It's wonderful to have you back.
Thank you.
And then Dr. Dorado.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I also want to speak a little bit this evening to credit all the work that has been put with family engagement as a department in our district, but also just Family Engagement Week. I had the honor to be presenting to our La Sierra parents last night. So I was presenting to parents regarding the importance of financial aid and scholarships and how to pay for tuition in this world where I know that it's COVID, so a lot of people have questions the value of post-secondary education when everything's online, and we want to make sure our community is educated that we can still have full tuition paid for. There's a lot of different types of funding that allows students to go to college, have money come from financial aid that does not have to be paid back. We also discussed the California Promise Program, where California is partnering up with a lot of community colleges are having a commitment that allows students to practically go to college for free their first year or 2 years in a community college, regardless of family income. So we had a lot of great topics. I actually was there for an entire hour speaking to our La Sierra parents. They had great questions, and we were also able to discuss tips on how to apply for a four-year university, as our UC and Cal State applications are. The deadline's actually November 30th for UC, University of California system, and Cal State, their application deadline is December 4th. So I gave our parents resources on how to get that help, or help during the week that we're off, because a lot of people are going to be probably trying to finish those applications during the Thanksgiving week. So I just want to thank Dr. Cabeza, Mr. Lytle, and Mr. Schwant Jr. for making me feel so welcomed, along with the family engagement facilitators, Lisa and James Flood. So I just want to make sure parents are aware that if you have a senior, please remind them. Let's have those conversations around dinner time during our Thanksgiving gathering with our immediate families, and really start making a plan that there's going to be, let's make a plan beyond COVID, right? Hopefully there's going to be something that we need hope for. We need to have hope and inspiration that we will get past this. We need to start thinking beyond that. And I would encourage all our families to have those conversations during our Thanksgiving week off, and really discuss students having options to apply, and taking advantage of those deadlines. Even if we don't need to make those decisions right away, we can make those decisions in April, May, and then decide then. And that concludes my counseling tips and advice for the community this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dorado. And I'm just going to be very brief. I did want to thank everybody that this week we were able to feed some of our students. We yes, we had students and families from each school. They came, and their administrators came, and they picked up bags of groceries and food for our some of our families this week. So we're really excited. So next week they will have food and for Thanksgiving. And then also a reminder that we are supporting our McKinney Vinto students, and we can support any family in need. So please reach out to your schools or the district so we can assist them as well. And they again are receiving gift cards. And again, Christmas is right around the corner. And so Alvord Cares just purchased a big amount of gift cards. So please, a very large amount of gift cards. So please, everybody, please contact your counselors and your administrators. If you're in need and you would like us to help you, we are here with you, and we are ready to support you in those days when you're off. So please contact everybody. It was a lovely day. Of course, I wasn't able to be there, but I was pictures, and so I want to thank Dr. Kemp and her staff. And again, Donna Webster, and Tim, her husband, and her two beautiful boys that have bagged and done everything else, and Debbie, and I know I'm missing one other person, that's why you don't do this, but just thank them all for being doing this and getting this food out. It was such a beautiful event, and hopefully next month I will be there to help and participate. So thank you all very much. And then with that, I'm going to say, please have a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving with your families, and just enjoy being together. And even though it's a crazy world right now, we have so much to be grateful for and so much to be thankful for. So enjoy this time with your families and enjoy the week off. Just enjoy being together and not having to be on a computer, and just hug your loved ones, because it's the most important thing in this world are your loved ones. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Musarino for your comments.
Well, thank you, Madam President. And as always, it's always difficult to follow this Board of Education. But let me just first say that as leaders of the school district, you also are taking your roles as leaders in this community very seriously, and the work that you all are doing in our community at large is to be commended. It's a privilege to work with you all. So thank you, first of all, for that effort, because it goes a long way, and it's hands-on and direct. So it's very impressive. Speaking of food, we are exploring ways to increase participation, brainstorming with our principals, with our child nutrition team, to find more ways to make it easier for our families to pick up meals. So we're looking at curbside options again and other ways just to increase participation because it's lower than usual. And we know families are in need. So we are continuing to explore those options. Family engagement, again, I always talk about silver linings, and this is a perfect time given Thanksgiving because there are things to be grateful for despite this pandemic that we all are suffering through. But our family engagement, the level of family engagement is at an all-time high. So many of our families are involved in so many different ways and participating in ways that they never have in the past. And kudos to Dr. Kemp and her team in Ed Services, Alejandro Cisneros, our engagement coordinator, Georgina Ramirez, all the team, Sandy Felding. I hate saying names because you're going to leave someone out and I'm going to have someone mad at me. But the truth is that a lot of folks are just doing incredible things, and we continue to applaud the effort of our teachers and the creativity and ingenuity and the different ways that they are reaching their kids. The black screen phenomena that we're all becoming accustomed to, which is not seeing your children's faces and not being able to get that affect. Teachers are just doing creative things and different ways to reach their children. So again, everyone is continuing to work hard. And with that, I, as always, have to recognize our families incredibly frustrated with schools being closed and their children. I get emails all the time, and I appreciate those emails. And it's not a good situation, no doubt about it. We have tried to open schools. We will continue to try to open schools. We are obviously in the deep purple right now, but we have set the 19th as our date, and we are hoping that we will have the opportunity and be eligible to open at that time. We'll revisit that, of course, closer to that date. But please know that superintendents in this county have been advocating on the state level as well. We are fighting for our kids. We are doing our best to open our schools. We currently have our severe and moderately disabled children on our campuses. And I also want to inform the community that we have created a COVID dashboard, which does have the information regarding positive test cases, and that does address one of the comments or the comment that we had tonight. And you're absolutely correct. And we are not hushing anything. We are putting everything out there. And it's currently with our schools that have children on those campuses, but we're waiting to hear from county health as far as having every single school on there. And I expect that to be up and available very soon. Our COVID protocol, Mr. Swan, thank you for bringing up the comments from a parent at the La Sierra Business Council meeting. When we do have cases, we do have a process, a protocol that is firmly in place. And we've had an opportunity to get some practice the last couple of weeks, unfortunately. So we do notify staff, we do notify families in the case where it's someone who had interaction with children. And we then go through the process of the contact tracing. We work closely with the county as far as contact tracing for anyone outside of the school campuses. And so far, we've had a great amount of success with that process. So again, we're feeling more and more confident about being able to do our share to control outbreaks. We also started testing employees last week. Everyone received a home test kit. And we will be testing all of our employees every 2 months. I test weekly because I'm out and about. I also live amongst those who are vulnerable. And I myself am of the age. I know the Zoom makes me look 20 years younger, but the truth is that I am of that age as well. So I'm particularly careful. And I'm also curtailing some of my visits just to ensure now that the numbers are surging that I'm not spreading it around myself. And we're all being very, very careful. And we follow all the protocols strictly. And we also emphasize to all of our sites to do the same. With that, I, again, want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and take the week off. I think it was great advice. Madam President, turn those computers off. Get out of your computer's face. Hug those you're able to hug, those who are close. I know it's a time you gather and reconnect with people, and we can't. It's just difficult. It's just flat out difficult. But together is the only way we're going to be able to get our kids back at school. And I know it sounds pedantic, and I hate lecturing, but I'm a teacher. And sometimes teachers lecture. The truth is we have to work together to get this under control if we're going to get our kids back at school. That's just all there is to it. This cannot be a political issue, not in our business. So with that, Madam President, I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and a safe gathering. Follow those safe gathering guidelines, please. I'm going to send that message out in my Sunday message as well. Thank you for this opportunity, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Muzzarino, and thank you, Board of Education, for those wonderful comments to our community. We're now going to go on to the consent agenda. Your superintendent recommends approval of the consent agenda items 7A1 through 7E1. We will be pulling the consent agenda item 7B4. So we will be removing that. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted upon by the board in one motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the time of the board's vote or motion unless members of the board request specific times to be discussed and or removed from the consent agenda. So at this time, is there any other items that need to be removed from the consent agenda or discussed other than 7B4? No. Okay. So do I have a motion to move forward? And so I will ask for a motion that all items with the exception of 7B4 excluded from the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? With that, we'll move to a vote. Ms. Vega?
Aye.
Mr. Schwandt?
Aye.
Mrs. Marino?
Aye.
Dr. Dorado?
Aye.
And Mrs. Wilson is an aye. Thank you very much, board. Now we're going to go on to action items. Reporting out of any action items taken in closed session, Dr. Dorado.
Thank you, President Wilson. So during closed session, the Alvord Unified School District Board of Education took action to approve the 45-day notice of unprofessional conduct and a 90-day notice of unsatisfactory performance to an employee. This is employee number 131505. So this motion was made by Vice President Vega, and it was seconded by Ms. Julie Moreno. The vote was 5 to approve 2-0. And that concludes the action that took place during this closed session for tonight.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Dorado. We're going to go on to 8B, Administrative Services. 8B1, review proposed revisions to board policies and administrative regulations. We are going to waive the second read. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Thank you. Is there any discussion? With that, we'll go to a vote. Ms. Vega?
Aye.
Mr. Schwandt?
Aye.
Mrs. Marino?
Aye.
Dr. Dorado?
Aye.
And Mrs. Wilson is an aye. 8C is Business Services. 8C1, adopt resolution number 32, American West Restaurant Group, DBA, Pizza Hut, piggyback for 2020-2021. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. I got 2 seconds there. Is there any discussion? And we're going to go to a vote. Ms. Vega?
Aye.
Mr. Schwandt?
Aye.
Mrs. Marino?
Aye.
Dr. Dorado?
Aye.
And Mrs. Wilson is an aye. We're going to go to 8C2, Award Contract, America West Pizza Group, DBA Pizza Hut, Piggyback Corporation Agreement for 2020-21. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. Is there any discussion? Okay. Ms. Vega?
Aye.
Mr. Schwandt?
Aye.
Mrs. Marino?
Aye.
Dr. Dorado?
Aye.
And Mrs. Wilson is an aye. Thank you very much. 8D, Educational Services. 8D1, Review Proposed Revisions to Board Policies and Administrative Regulations. We are going to waive the second read. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Is there any discussion? Okay. We're going to go to a vote. Ms. Vega?
Aye.
Mr. Schwandt?
Aye.
Mrs. Marino?
Aye.
And Dr. Dorado?
Aye.
Okay, we're going to go to Human Resources. 8E1, Approved Personnel Order Number 08-2020-21.
Madam President,
Yes.
could I please have page 6 pulled for a separate vote?
Page 6. Okay. Okay. So what we will do is we will have a motion for the personnel item with the exception of page 6. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
I have a first and a second. Ms. Vega?
Aye.
Mr. Schwandt?
Aye.
Mrs. Marino?
Aye.
Dr. Dorado?
Aye.
And Mrs. Wilson is an aye. And we'll now do the approving of the personnel order 08-2020-21, page 6. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. Ms. Vega?
Aye.
Mr. Schwandt?
Abstain.
Thank you. Mrs. Marino?
Aye.
Dr. Dorado?
Aye.
And Mrs. Wilson is an aye. With that, we're going to go to the agenda items for future board meetings. Are there any board members that have any future items that we'd like to place on an agenda in the future? Not at this time?
No.
Okay. All righty. Well, we are at the
I'm so sorry, President Wilson. I did want to bring forward just a discussion of any updates for early child education projects or programs. I just wanted to see if we can have an open just discussion with our community about where we're at with that.
Okay. You want that as a discussion item, correct?
Just a discussion item.
Okay. We can do that. Thank you very much. And okay. Do you want that on the next December one, or would you like it in January?
We can have that accommodate that either or.
Okay, thank you. Because December is our organizational meeting, so it's pretty busy and it's packed. So if we could go to January 21st, that would be
That
wonderful.
would be ideal, because I do know that we only have one meeting in December, and yeah, that's something I just want to put out there for our audience and just for a future conversation. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dr. Grotter. We'll have that on January 21st. Thank you very much. Okay, and with that, it is 6:51, and we're going to adjourn the board meeting. And again, I'd like to say to everybody, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was a pleasure to have you for such a short meeting. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, Madam President. Forgive
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Excuse me. But we do have a facilities report that.
Oh, did I miss it?
Yeah, that Kevin has spent.
Oh, Kevin, I'm so sorry.
He spent the last
I'm so
18 weeks and evenings putting together.
Oh, Kevin, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did the other day. Okay, Kevin, I'm so sorry. Okay, we are going to do it's 9A1 district-wide facility report. Mr. Kevin, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
No worries, no worries. So tonight is our update on our facilities report for the month of October. And so it's going to be very quickly,
Okay.
very quick. So our first item I'm going to be sharing is a mascot mural that was painted at Arlanza Elementary School. And so as part of the modernization, when we did repaint a few of the buildings, we ended up painting over the mascot. And so this is something that we've been looking forward to redoing and updating. And so we worked together with the school site staff to come up with the artwork and get that painted for them on their 2-story building. The next one I'm going to talk about is kind of an update on our water bottle filling station. And so we're about, I want to say, not quite halfway through on this project. And so here we have a number of drinking fountains that were existing at a number of our schools, different styles and things. And so with this project, we are looking to bring in water bottle filling stations for all of our drinking fountains. And so here's some pictures of some of our revised or updated water bottle filling stations. And so what it is basically the drinking fountain is there, but then there's this part that's up on top of the lower drinking fountain, and that is the water bottle filling station portion. And so these will have all filtered water, not just the water bottle filling station, but also the drinking fountains will also be filtered water as well. So so when we do bring back students onto our campus, they will have safe drinking water and safe access and not have to use the mouth to spout drinking fountains for their drinking water. So this project is looking to be completed the end of December. So yeah. The next part of my presentation is going to be just our monthly work order report. And so we have by school sites, the work orders in this first column are all the ones that were at the September 30th date, and then any work orders that were received in the month of October, and then work orders that were completed in the month of October. And then, of course, then we have the carryover into the next month. And so I will highlight one particular school site is Terrace Elementary. So with 12 work orders that carried over from September, 7 new work orders, they were able to complete 19 work orders on that site, and leaving a 0 count of active work orders for Terrace Elementary. And so
It's wonderful.
that's just, our maintenance guys are hard at work getting these work orders taken care of. And so if you look at this number, 1,006 work orders completed last month. And so that's a big, huge number that got completed. So
Good job.
Yes, fabulous job.
And then our OSH report for October, we had a couple of items that came in, and these are dated September, but these came in after our last board report. And so both of them at La Sierra High School, and they are both related to equipment that was needing to be repaired or had issues with it, wasn't safe to operate. And so I'm happy to report that both those items have been resolved. And so if there's any questions, that's the end of my presentation. It's very short. We do have a lot of projects underway, and so I promise our December report will be a little bit more impressive.
Oh, that was impressive, and I apologize again, Kevin. I'm so sorry. I apologize. And I promise that Lizette will not forget you. Will not try to end the meeting without your presentation in December. I promise.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah, Lizette has your
Pressure's
back.
on, Lizette.
Yeah, Lizette has your back.
Look at that, Kevin. Lizette is out there in Arlanza for you.
That's right. That's
I
right.
didn't know that you hadn't shown it yet, so that was a sneak preview.
That was a sneak preview. Yes, a spoiler alert. Yep.
See, she's already an awesome president. There you go. I love it. It's terrific.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank everybody on your team for all the hard work they're doing. Those are impressive numbers, and a lot of work is going on out there. So thank them on behalf of the board. Okay. Is there anything else that I have forgotten? Okay. Okay. Alan's
No, you're good.
We're good. Okay, then I just want to say again, on behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to wish everybody a very happy holiday and enjoy Thanksgiving with your loved ones safely and in any which way you can. But again, but do, like I said before, please, and the board wants me to share this with you, please turn the computers off, be with your family the next week, and just enjoy. So with that, we're going to end the board meeting at 6:58. And thank everybody for joining us this evening. And thank you, Board of Education, as well. And you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families as well, and enjoy the time off. And be safe and be well. And just know that we all love you, the Alvord family, and just stay well throughout this time. Okay, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you. The next board meeting is December 17th at 6 o'clock. So we'll see you then. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you're off.